What's up, everybody? You probably know by now that at the beginning of Season 4 for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, they nerfed the DG58 in Warzone, which had taken over the long-range meta for most of Season 3. It was really good, good time to kill long range, easy to control, and a fun gun to use, even though I never really used it. I used what is now considered meta, and that's going to be the Holger 26. I've actually been using it since like Season 2, 2.5. The loadout that I'm going to share today has worked really well for me. It's been competitive and been a lot better than people have thought it was. The entire life of the Holger 26, really. It's definitely been in the meta. I was using it back in the Pull Me Out meta. I've used it with the SVA metas, the DG58 metas, any meta. I've been using the Holger 26 just because I've been comfortable with it. I thought it was really good. So we're going to go ahead and share a loadout today, as usual, and then we're going to jump over to true game data like we always do. But before I jump into anything, I do want to mention, if you ever want to see me trying out new meta stuff, you have suggestions on what the meta might want to be, and you might want to see me try it out, Twitch is linked down below. Just hop in chat, let me know what the new meta might be, and I'll be happy to oblige in whatever you want to see. But without further ado, let's jump into the loadout. Okay, and like I said, we know it's the Holger 26. This loadout's pretty simple. We have the Spirit Fire suppressor here because you get the extra recoil, bullet velocity, and undetectable by radar is always nice. You get the extra damage range. Of course, if you do feel like you're struggling with the recoil a little bit, you can either try the ZEM 35 compensated flash hider, which helps give you the firing aim stability, which reduces visual recoil, although I really don't think it's all too bad on the Holger 26. It helps with vertical recoil and horizontal recoil. If you don't like that, you can scroll all the way to the end, go with the Cassius Break. That helps with horizontal a lot and gives you the firing aim stability. But I don't think the recoil is too bad, and I don't think the visual is too bad, so I like the extra bullet velocity range and staying off the radar that the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor gives you. Ooh, I'm struggling today. For the barrel, we have the Holger Factory barrel that gives you bullet velocity and range, recoil control, gun kick control. The Prime Lord Heavy gives you the gun kick control and recoil control, but doesn't give you the bullet velocity and range. The Kairos 6 match helps with ADS, aim walking, steadiness, aim walking speed, and movement speed, but we're not really worried about that for long range, and it also hurts recoil control and aim stability. Then we have the HGL 92, helps with the recoil control, gun control, and aiming idle sway, but hurts firing aim stability, really hurts ADS, just not worth it. Stick with the Holger factory barrel, that's going to be the best barrel for that. Then we go to the Bruin Heavy Support Grip, which helps with firing aim stability, helps with the horizontal recoil, the gun kick control, and the aiming idle sway. And that helps with your recoil a lot. Choreo Eagle's Eye is what I like to use, but if you can see on a 1 times, and actually I think the glassless optic technically takes you down to 0.98 times. If you feel like you can see well enough, use that. It takes away like all of your visual recoil, and it gives you a clear sight picture. But I don't see very well on 1 time sights, iron sights or not, so I like the magnification, so I prefer the Choreo Eagle's Eye. And then finally, the nice thing about it being an LMG is it already has a 60 round mag. You could drop down to 40 if you want to try to be really aggressive with it and help with that aim down sight speed and movement speed and all that. Not worth it. So you don't need the mag attachment giving you an extra attachment slot. That goes to the Scent Lord stock here, which really helps you with recoil control, gun kick control, firing aim stability, and aiming idle sway to help you be more accurate. Well, not hurting anything that's important to an LMG. It hurts sprint speed, sprint to fire speed, crouch movement speed, and aim walking speed a little bit, but you shouldn't be ADS walking, and everything else you should have your SMG out for. The RB Adel Assault stock helps with gun kick control and aim stability, doesn't help with recoil control, and the Holger 556 factory stock hurts gun kick control and helps with all stuff that you would need for an SMG and not a long range weapon. That's going to be the loadout here for you. There's nothing else I would really recommend to change other than changing the VT7 Spirit Fire to either the Zen 35 compensated flash hider or the Cassius Break. But I don't think the recoil is worth not getting the added benefits of the Spirit Fire, and then of course optic of your choice. So that's the loadout I recommend. For those of you that just wanted to load out, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, especially if you stuck all the way through this point. For the rest of us, we're going to jump over to True Game Data. Okay, so we're over on True Game Data now. You can see I have the Holger 27 loadout that I just recommend loaded in. We have the DG58 equivalent loadout. We have the Holger 556 loadout with the meta, except once again, we changed the optic and the muzzle. Then we did the same thing with the MTZ 556 meta build, and then we have the SVA complete meta build, just because you would never put the Spirit Fire on it in the first place, because it has no recoil. We go to another chart. We can see the DG's on here just for comparisons because they nerfed it so badly. But this is what the DG looks like now. It doesn't compete at all. Completely not worth using. So we're going to actually take that off of our graph. We're just going to look at the Holger 26, the Holger 556, the MTZ 556, and the SVA. So the SVA obviously is going to dominate up until 43 meters because that's its hit scan range, and the time to kill is a lot faster. Then once it drops off, it's really not all too competitive with the MTZ 556 and the Holger 556. Once we're into this a little bit longer mid-range, this 40 to 60 range. And then we get 60, it drops off again, and it's completely out of the meta. So since we're really looking at big map, long-range meta here, you could argue for the Holger 556 and the MTZ 556 because they're, once again, in this range all the way up to 64 meters with the Holger 556. And 68 meters with the MTZ 556, they're going to beat out the Holger 26. But if we're looking at pure long-range meta, all three of these guns are very easy to control. But long range, we're going to have a huge gap between the Holger 26, the Holger 556, and the MTZ 556. And that gap there starts to get larger, especially between the Holger 556 and the Holger 26 than anywhere else on the map. So for me, it really does make it the long-range meta, and not to mention you have a 60-round mag for the Holger 26, and if you go down here to mag sizes, the DG has 60, and then everything's 40, 50, and the SVA is 60, so there's no bigger mag sizes than it, and the MTZ 556 runs out of ammo very quickly. That's part of where it gets its time to kill. If you look at the fire rate, the MTZ 556 is 811, higher than anything else on this chart here. It's over 100 rounds per second faster than anything, so that's where it gets its time to kill, which in my opinion takes that out of the meta even more, especially for long range, because you're just going to miss and run out of ammo. So it comes down to the two Holgers, which have the same fire rate, have very similar, have not the same fire rate. The Holger 556 has the slowest fire rate. I was looking at the DG. So then it has the slowest fire rate, which means missing is less forgiving, which leaves you with the Holger 26. So that's why I think the Holger 26 is the meta. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget, while you're scrolling down, hit that like, notification, subscribe button and notification if you like this type of content and you want to see it early. Hit that subscribe. Keep an eye out. I'm planning on next week putting out my close range and long range meta rankings overall. And giving you the best class setups for 3 to 5 options for each one. So make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell if you want to see that first. And with my Twitch link down below, like I mentioned, I'll also have true game data and I'll have all my socials. So if you want to check any of those out, if you want to like, comment, follow anywhere else, it always makes my day to get any interactions on my social platforms. But if you do feel so inclined, those will be available for you down below. I will see you on Urzikstan and the Resurgence maps. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.